We will now reconvene the organizational meeting of the Natchez Mayor and Board of Aldermen. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for your patience as we get used to this new, socially distanced, in public format. This will be the format of our meetings going forward so that we can be transparent, we can conduct the city's business in public, but we can also be mindful of the times that we are in. It will be our practice going forward to open these meetings with prayer, and we will be asking members of clergy in our community, at the suggestion of the aldermen and alderwomen, and Ward 1, number 1, Alderwoman Hall, has requested that Father Mark Schaffner, St. Mary Basilica, offer the word of prayer for today's meeting. Thank you, Father Schaffner.
Assist with your spirit of counsel and fortitude the Mayor of Natchez, that his administration may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful for your people over whom he presides. May he encourage due respect for virtue and religion. May he execute the laws and judgment and mercy. May he seek to restrain crime, vice, and immorality. We pray for our President and our Governor, for the members of the national and state legislatures, for our judges, for these elected and appointed civil officials who bow their head before you, and for all others who are entrusted to guard our political welfare. May they be enabled by your powerful protection, O Lord, to discharge their duties with honesty and ability. May they seek to preserve peace, promote civic happiness, and continue to bring us the blessings of liberty and equality. We likewise commend to your unbounded mercy all citizens of the city of Natchez, that we be blessed in the knowledge and sanctified in the observance of your holy law. May we be preserved in union and that peace which the world cannot give, and after enjoying the blessings of this life, be admitted to those that are eternal. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, and we pray to you always and forever. Amen. Amen. Father, the Son, and the Spirit.
Thank you, Father. You may be seated. Oh, may I make this announcement? We have resumed our meeting. We have already had our pledge today. But since you requested it, we can't say the pledge too often. Let's say it again. If you would stand, attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. We will now follow our agenda as printed and as provided to the aldermen and alderwomen before our meeting today. The next item is the election of the Mayor Pro Tem. It is in this organizational meeting that we must appoint this individual. I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Alderwoman Irvin.
I would like to nominate Alderman Dan Dillard as our Mayor Pro Tem. Second.
Thank you for the second. Alderwoman Smith.
Thank you.
Is there discussion on the motion? Hearing none, do I hear a motion for the question? Move the question. I will ask all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. All opposed to the motion? The ayes have it. The motion carries. We congratulate you, Alderman Dillard. We thank you for your many years of service to the city. And I, as mayor, look forward to working with you as Mayor Pro Tem. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
We go down the motion, from not mistaken, I noticed that everybody, I'm about to motion.
Yes, sir.
We should go each.
I'm so sorry. We will go by, well, I know we've been doing that by phone, but if you would like for us to go one at a time today, we'll be happy to.
It's like everybody, we know what everybody's saying.
We'll do that. There were no nays, but for the record, just so that we can state it clearly for the minutes, we will have you restate your votes. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier.
Aye.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irvin.
Aye.
Alderman Davis. And Alderman Dillard. And the ayes do have it, and again, congratulations, Alderman Dillard. We look forward to working with you. In this organizational meeting, by charter and by my duties as prescribed to me as mayor, it is my obligation to provide names before the board, to provide these individuals' names for the various offices that have to be either filled or reconfirmed. And so we will do this at this time. We will be providing the names, understanding that this is the mayor's task. It is then the duty of the Board of Aldermen to either affirm these, to provide names of their own, to discuss, to dispense with this one person at a time as they see fit. I will tell you as mayor, I will forever say, and you will hear this throughout the next 4 years, that I work with these aldermen and alderwomen. I can make suggestions, but I do respect the input, the opinion of each and every one of you. I respect the fact that you have been duly elected in your wards to represent the individuals in your wards. And when this Board of Aldermen, Alderwomen, make a decision, I as mayor will support you, and we will work together. So with that said, I would like to submit for city attorney the name of a gentleman for whom I have immense respect, a gentleman that I actually went to college with and recently was reacquainted with here in Natchez. We served in student government together. I know him to be someone with enormous experience, but better than that, outstanding character, integrity, and honesty. And so I submit to you the name, Brian Calloway.
Mr. Mayor, may I make the motion to appoint Attorney Brian Calloway to the position of city attorney?
Second.
The motion has been made by Alderwoman Smith. The motion has been seconded by Alderwoman Irvin. Is there a discussion on the motion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Alderman Frazier.
I have two names I would like to give the city attorney.
Yes, sir.
Lyndon Blackmore, who's also an attorney and been around the city of Natchez. And the second one is Mr. Lisa Chapman. Both of these as you know, we're here today. Both these are women, and I figure that, but I think it's time we move forward in the woman, because the city of Natchez has never had a woman attorney, either white or black. So this is why and both these ladies are very, very much qualified in the city attorney. I had the utmost, and I say I had the utmost respect for Mr. Calloway, but I feel that it's time for a woman to be city attorney.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Since we have a motion on the floor, we will consider discussion on that motion. And then pending the outcome of that motion, Alderman Frazier, you would certainly then be entitled to make a motion of your own. Do we have further discussion on the motion? Would anyone move the question, please? So moved. So moved. Second. We will move down to a vote, and we will go in order. Alderwoman Hall, Ward 1.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier, Ward 2.
Lady Smith.
Alderwoman Smith, Ward 3.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving, Ward 4.
Aye.
Alderman Davis, Ward 5.
Aye.
Alderman Dillard, Ward 6.
Aye.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Callaway. We look forward to working with you. You are now invited to take your seat in the position of City Attorney here to my left. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will now move to the position of City Clerk. It is my pleasure to resubmit to you for another term someone I know. In fact, I became acquainted with this lady when we both worked for Hinds County back in the day. And so I submit to you the name Sophia Fortenberry.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Alderwoman Smith, and it has been seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion on the motion. Would anyone move the question?
So moved.
Second.
We will now proceed to a vote. Alderman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier.
Aye, Smith.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Dillard.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. Ms. Fortenberry, congratulations. We look forward to working with you for the next 4 years. And we applaud you in the excellent work you have already been doing.
Thank you.
We have 3 deputy city clerks. I would like to submit them all at one time. These are all exceptional individuals. They have already been working hard and doing a good job. They have our full confidence and support. Denise Bell, Pam Patterson, and Rebecca Turner.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Alderwoman Irving, a second by Alderwoman Smith. Do we have discussion on the motion? Would anyone move the question?
So moved. Second.
We will now proceed to a vote. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier.
Aye, Smith.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Dillard.
Aye.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Ms. Bell, Ms. Patterson, Ms. Turner, we look forward to working with you. We now move to the position of City Auditor. I am very honored to submit the name Silas Simmons to be reappointed. We have seen great strides made over the last several years, and I believe we are headed in the right direction. The auditor is very important. Transparency is very important. And we look forward to the upcoming audit and working in this process to make sure everything is done as it should be and with full transparency. And we can think of no one better than the firm, Silas Simmons. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
The motion was made by Alderman Dillard.
Yes.
It was seconded by Alderman Davis. Or who was first on that? Alderman Davis, we'll put you down for the second. Any discussion on the motion? Anyone move the question?
So moved.
Second.
We will now proceed with the vote. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier.
Aye, Smith.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Dillon.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The motion carries. We appreciate the services of Silas Simmons for the next 4 years. We have a position to fill, the Municipal Judge Pro Tem. We would like to submit the name of a woman who is extremely talented, honest, and proven for this important position. Her name is Nikita Banks. She is from Norman. She is a product of Jefferson County Schools in Fayette. She went to Alcorn. She got her law degree at Tennessee. She has been in private practice almost 20 years. She has also been, for 9 years, a public defender in Port Gibson. And she also, in addition to that, has been a judge already. And it is with pleasure that we submit the name Nikita Banks.
So moved. Mr. Mayor.
Second.
I have a motion by Alderman Davis. I have a second by Alderwoman Smith. And now discussion. Alderman Frazier.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a name, Mr. Mayor. I don't know if we have got a copy, but I have also, Mr. Black, I have a name to speak for, she applied for the position.
Yes, sir.
So I have her name, I'd like to submit her name.
And I will say, Ms. Blackman has an outstanding resume. We read it this morning, and it was distributed to the aldermen and alderwomen this morning. As we have done earlier, we will dispense of this motion and then proceed further. Alderman Frazier.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
I just want to say that I did not receive the resume beforehand of any of these until just a few seconds ago.
Yes.
And I don't want to start off, okay, with us just accepting resumes. In the past, we set precedents where we would bring them in, we would do an interview, and then as a board, we would sit and discuss and select. I don't want to do this position this way. And my reason for not wanting to is because this department has begun to make money. Judge Dale came in and spoke with the board and said that this was a pretty stable department as it is now. And for us to go and make a change, I just think we need to take it. I don't think today needs to be the day for the decision. I think we need further discussion. As I just stated, I just saw the name, Ms. Banks, and I have no problem with it. It's just that I need more time. As a person who was elected to represent the people of Ward 4, I don't think we need to bring names in because someone submitted an application and we selected. No, I think we need discussion.
Thank you, Alderwoman. And as stated earlier, I'm simply providing my duty as a mayor. It is my duty under the charter to provide names during this meeting. But Alderwoman Irving, as I said earlier, it is the board's prerogative how you conduct business.
I would just like to make a motion that we take this position.
A motion has been made to table this for further discussion. Is there a second? Alderman Frazier has seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion to table?
Nay.
Well, we're about to take a vote on the motion. Do I have a motion to move the question on this motion to table?
Which question?
We're not dealing with the original motion. We're dealing with the motion to table. Yes.
Just,
Yes, Alderwoman Smith.
Robert's rules, I'm just curious, then the first motion is on the board first. What happens to it?
It will remain there. Once we dispense of the motion to table, we will then, pending that outcome, return to the original motion. Does that make sense? Okay. Alderwoman Hall.
Nay to table.
This is a vote on tabling the motion that was submitted earlier by Alderman Davis to appoint Ms. Banks. I want to be very clear as our Municipal Judge Pro Tem. Alderwoman Hall has voted nay. Alderman Frazier.
This is for the table.
This is the table. This is voting to table the motion to appoint Ms. Banks in this time.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Frazier votes yea to the motion to table. Alderwoman Smith.
Nay.
Alderwoman Irving.
Yeah. Yes.
Alderman Davis.
Nay.
Nay. Alderman Dillon?
Nay.
Nay. It appears the nays have it, the motion to table fails. We now return to the original motion still in effect, and that is the motion to appoint Ms. Banks. Further discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Again, Board, I want us to really consider what we've done in the past. And I know we're new board, but let's look at the format. Set the presidents, everyone that we hire as a department head, we just nominate them. I mean, not giving the opportunity to look at information. We want to select the best person that we feel is qualified for this position, who will work with Judge Dale to get the job done and continue to make that department a profitable department. And that was something she said. I think at this time, if she's here, maybe we got to, she's here, maybe we would like her to, get up and say a few words
I think
about
that's a great idea. Alderwoman, now since the motion to table failed, we obviously, it is the board's, it appears to be the board's intent to continue with the discussion of whether or not to appoint Ms. Banks. And so, Ms. Banks, we would like to invite you to come to the microphone, and we will invite further discussion. And Alderman, Alderwomen, if you have questions, please feel free to ask them. But we will start by asking you, Ms. Banks, and while you're at the microphone, you can remove your face covering and introduce yourself and tell a little about yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. As the mayor has stated, my name is Banks. And I am originally from Jefferson County. I attended Jefferson County High School. Graduated there with honors, got early admission to Baltimore State University. Went in there, graduated with honors from Baltimore State University. Got accepted to Mississippi College School of Law. 2001, graduated, passed the bar in 2001, started practicing law in Jackson, Mississippi. Started a firm with two of my schoolmates there in Jackson. We did that for a while. After that time, we dissolved, and I decided to move closer to home, so I came back to Fort Gibson. Upon coming back to Fort Gibson, I was appointed as public defender by the Clerk County Board of Supervisors, where I served there as public defender until 2016. That is because at that point in time, I was elected by the people of Clerk County as Justice Court Judge there. I did serve that term from 2016 to 2020. During that time, I also served as special master for the 17th Chancery Court District there in Clayton County, appointed by Judge Board to serve as such. After that time, I have served as the Board of Supervisors Attorney for Jefferson County from 2018 to the present. I currently serve as the attorney for the Jefferson Franklin Regional Correctional Facility as well. I was, interested in this position, not because of what it can provide for me, but what I can provide for that position itself. It's not about money. I have dedicated myself to the practice of law. I did that because I came up as a little girl from Jefferson County being told that I could not do the things that I wanted to do because I came from a little port town in Jefferson County and I could not be a lawyer. And I defied everything that those people said to me to climb to the top of the ladder to do all the things that I just told you that I've done. My goal was to serve the people. I've done that in every position that I've always had. And if you all decide at this point in time that you want me to serve as your Municipal Court Judge Pro Tem, then I will do the same thing for the citizens of Natchez here in Adams County. Thank you. And if you all have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
One thing, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to take a moment of privilege. All right, sorry, we need to get a little ladder. I want to make sure we're doing the right thing as we go. We will be now open to questions from the aldermen and women or Ms. Banks.
Was there another candidate, Mr. Mayor?
That was my.
Was there another candidate?
Well, this is my candidate. Once we dispense of this motion, depending on your vote, then we could entertain another motion. But right now, the motion on the floor still is the appointment of Ms. Mathers.
Mr. Attorney,
Yes.
Mr. Attorney, I'm talking to Mr. Bird. Is it legal for her to get up and let us give out everything like, as we said, we have other candidates now? And I think it's not fair to the other candidates for her to get up and just give out a whole resume without the other candidates sitting down. And to be honest, my candidate should get up and speak before this board. I don't think that's right.
There was a motion to table this motion, which was overruled by the board, so the motion that was put before the board prior to that motion is set for discussion and vote at this point.
It's set for discussion, yes, it's still, I don't think it's right for her to get up. It's being let up, because it's just like, she just doing, we have other candidates out there. So are we gonna let the other candidates get up and speak?
I'd like to answer that. Alderman Frazier, once we dispense of this motion, if the board chooses not to appoint Ms. Banks, you will certainly then be allowed to make your motion to appoint someone else, and at that time, we would be happy to hear from that candidate as well.
Are we gonna vote on her or what?
We have to take it one motion at a time,
But we're gonna
and
take
this
one.
motion is currently on the table. We can't entertain another motion until we dispense of this motion, other than the motion to table, which has already been dispensed. So we now, according to the rules, have to continue discussing this motion before we move forward. Any other discussion on the motion currently before us, and that is the appointment of Ms. Banks, including any questions from Ms. Banks? Would anyone like to move the question?
We have a question, Mr. Chairman.
A second?
Second.
The question has been moved. We will proceed to a vote. This is a vote on the motion to appoint Ms. Banks, Municipal Judge Pro Tem. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Abstain.
Alderman Davis. Alderman Dillon. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Ms. Banks, you are our new Municipal Judge Pro Tem. Thank you. Congratulations to you. We will now move to the position of Municipal Prosecutor. Being that Mr. Callaway, for the last 4 years, the last couple of years, has been the Municipal Prosecutor, and he is now our City Attorney. We are duty bound to provide an additional name for that position, and it is with great honor I submit the name of Tim Cotton. Mr. Cotton is an attorney here in Natchez, a native of Natchez. He is also an Alcorn product. Also, he did his law studies in Texas. He is someone who's been not only an attorney, but active in the community, active in business, and he has been an assistant DA. And we believe those are great qualifications. He was spoken of very highly by Judge Dale, and so we submit the name, Mr. Tim Cotton.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to move that we appoint Mr. Tim Cotton, Municipal Prosecutor.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Motion has been made to appoint by Alderwoman Hall. It has been seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion on the motion.
Mr. Mayor, I do.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
So I have a question, and I have no problem with Mr. Cotton. I have absolutely no problem with that. The question that I have, is this going to be the format for the next 4 years that we just appoint people to positions? This one. This will be the format. I mean, because again, we didn't get any information beforehand. We're just getting it as we come to the meeting this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So will this be for every position moving forward?
We will follow the charter. The mayor will submit names as, called upon. But the The way we go going forward is up to you, Alderwoman Irving, and up to this board. I have no way to say how this board of aldermen will conduct its business. I will say, obviously, we just had the election last week, and we have been so busy. And if we had been allowed to delay, we certainly would have. But we had to go straight into this meeting by charter. As the mayor, I had to submit a name to this meeting. It is important to keep the business of the city moving forward. But Alderwoman Irving, you as an alderwoman, you have every right to make the motions you wish to make. And if this board of aldermen would like to move forward in any form or fashion, that is your prerogative. It is the decision of this board. It is not mine. And I respect you, and however you want to do this, if you have any motion you want to make, and the board wants to entertain that motion, it's totally up to you. Yes, Alderwoman Smith. Yes.
I wanted to just clarify one thing that our charter does call for this first meeting to be conducted this way for a reason so that the city business doesn't get delayed. And last year was an anomaly, and that isn't how it's normally done on these positions on the day of the inauguration, because we don't want to hold up our court for 6 weeks like we did last year. And that's the purpose of how this is done now and why our charter calls for that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Frazier.
Yes. I'm in total agreement with Ms. Irving. And all I thought we were supposed to discuss these appointments in executive session. Instead of open it, we come back out and tell who we can appoint. But just the way this is going, I'm like, we're going to operate like this for the next 4 years. And I have all of them who've been on the board with me, going right along with this, and they know that this is totally wrong.
Mr. Mayor.
It actually, Alderman Frazier, again, is the decision of the board, how you wish to proceed. We will entertain any motion you wish to make, because this board of aldermen, you decide how you proceed. All that we have done is followed our duty under the charter to provide names to you today. Whether you approve of those names, whether you deal with them now or later, is totally at your discretion.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
Yes, thank you. I would like to.
Alderwoman Hall.
Yes, thank you. I would like to say that we are bound by the laws of Mississippi, the state of Mississippi Constitution, and our charter. And that's what we are bound to do. And that comes with this, what we are actually doing today for us to carry this forward.
Oh, I don't have
Thank
to
you.
I don't have to
Thank you, Alderwoman Hall. Thank you, Alderman Frazier. The question has been called. Is there a second?
Second.
The question has been called and seconded. We will proceed to a vote. Alderwoman Hall. This is for the appointment of Tim Cotton. Alderman Hall, you voted aye?
Aye.
Okay. Alderman Frazier?
Nay.
Alderwoman Smith?
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving?
Aye.
Alderman Davis?
Aye.
Alderman Dillard?
Aye.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Cotton. We look forward to working with you. The next item is our municipal court clerk. We are submitting the name of Charlene Green, who has already done an exceptional job in that position. We look forward to seeing her continue in that position. And that is the name we will present.
who is she?
Ms. Green, right over here. And Ms. Green, you've been in that position how long? Just so that I'm sure I'm telling the board correctly.
August the 15th, year.
A year. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I make the motion.
The motion has been made to reappoint Ms. Green by Alderwoman Smith.
Second.
I have a second by Alderwoman Hall. Do we have discussion on the motion? Do we have anyone with a question?
Second.
We'll now have a vote. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier.
Aye.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Dillard.
Aye.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. We look forward to working with you. Congratulations. We have a position of municipal deputy clerk. We are presenting the name Del Williams, who's been in this position doing a good job, doing a great job. And we want to see Ms. Williams continue. That is the name we are presenting.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Do we have discussion? The question?
So moved.
Question's been moved and seconded. We will have a vote. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier.
Aye.
Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Dillard.
Aye.
Well, that takes us through the list. Congratulations, Ms. Williams. We look forward to working with you. We are now at the point in our agenda where we need to administer the oath of offices to the oaths of office to these individuals. We will ask these individuals who have now just been confirmed to socially distance with your mask on in a line here in front. And our municipal judge, Lisa Jordan-Dale, the Honorable Lisa Jordan-Dale, will administer your oath. I will ask everyone to pause as we do this and allow everyone to come forward for their oaths. Thank you so much, Judge Dale, and we look forward to working with each and every one of these outstanding individuals. And thank you for your service to our city. We will now proceed with the adoption of bank resolutions. I will call upon our city clerk, Sylvia Fortenberry. I don't have a copy of the bank resolutions in my packet. If we need to go on to the next item while we get those together. With the permission of the aldermen and alderwomen, we are going to proceed to item 15, comments by our elected officials, and then we will come back to item 14. You know, it's a lot to hold this meeting together, an inauguration and a transition all in just a few days and hours. So please bear with us. Before we move forward, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for the trust you put in us, and get used to these meeting formats. The city of Natchez is now again in full view, and this is our goal going forward, is to be a transparent government, to operate in accordance to safety guidelines during this current situation, but to make sure that everyone sees us on the job, getting along, and working together. We also are being live streamed on Facebook. This is being made available on the city's YouTube channel. And going forward, our meetings will continue to be live streamed. It's important in a free government that government is operated in full view. And that is the way we will conduct business going forward here in the city of Natchez. With that said, we're going to open now to comments from our alder persons. I'm going to start with Alderwoman, Ward 1, the Honorable Valencia Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I think our city clerk is ready to do what you asked.
Oh, we'll tell you, if you would, since we've already changed the order of our business, we'll return to that in a few minutes, if that's all right, Ms. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Alderwoman Hall, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It is a privilege to be here today with all of you, Alderman, Mr. Mayor, and newly elected officials and all of the public. This is a new day and a new era for Natchez. We are about oneness, one Natchez, and I am about one Ward 1. There have been many occasions, many people have felt isolated and disjointed from the ward as well as Natchez, and it's now time for us to function as one unit. And as I alluded this morning, my election transversed religion, race, ethnicity, age, gender. A resounding victory for Natchez and Ward 1. And now it's time for us to come together and be the people we know we can be. But not only shall Natchez, we can work as one municipality, but shall Jackson and beyond. It's time for us to forge beyond Natchez as well as become a one community function. Again, it's a privilege to be here, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you and with the board and you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Alderwoman, you and I are the two newbies. Congratulations. Alderman Frazier.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I would like to say, I was totally disappointed in some of the appointments, but that's part of life. I would say this, I am committed to working with this board. I am committed to working for Ward 2 and the people of Natchez. Regardless of what happened on this board, we all have our opinions and thoughts. But if it's not for the betterment of Natchez, it's not going to happen. And I feel that the only way that we're going to move forward in this city for the people of Natchez is we're going to have some diversity. And this is going to happen. We're going to make Natchez a great place to live. Like I say, I might not have voted for it, but yet still, the people that we're going to have running off, I'm going to work with them diligently for the citizens of Natchez. And that is my goal, is to work with the people of Natchez. Regardless of what you need to say, I might say some things that people don't like, but that's like, but I am committed to the citizens of Natchez that I've found and for the good of Natchez. And my goal, as I said, is to work with the mayor of this board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderwoman Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to reiterate what Alderman Hall said. It is a privilege to be here in this position, and I do want to thank the citizens of Ward 3 for entrusting me again with no opposition. It was easy for me, and I hate to say I didn't get out there and work as hard as you all did, but I work very, very hard on behalf of the city every day, and it's hard to believe that this will be starting my 9th year doing this, and I've enjoyed many, many moments of it. There have been many frustrating ones, but I have to just say that at evidence of what we have to come is the way this meeting has been conducted. And I appreciate the decorum everyone showed today. And we follow Robert's rules and we do the right thing. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your part in that, and all the alder people as well. And I'm looking forward to making this vision that you have, this excellent vision, with new things and some things that will continue on that we've been working hard on, and making these come to fruition in the next 4 years and serving you all very well. I think the turnout today, earlier at 10 o'clock, and then in the turnout today this afternoon shows how much we all love the city of Natchez, and we are all in it together. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, for creating this space for us to come to this meeting this afternoon. I want to begin with saying that I'm not in opposition of change. As an older person, we have to be flexible. But it's kind of awkward when you don't have it beforehand with you, in front of you, so that you can make good, decisive decisions. That's the only situation that I have with that. But I'm flexible. I can adapt to change. I'm here to represent those community members of Ward 4 so that we can move the city forward. I read my platform on unity in the community, and that's the one thing that I do believe in. I know that we have to come together and work collectively to move the city forward. The only thing that I ask, moving forward, is that you make decisions based on information that has been given to you beforehand, not impromptu. As a leader, you don't come in making those decisions, and I don't think any of you all who selected me to be your person on Ward 4 do things impromptu. You want thought put into it. You want background information looked into. You have to do your homework. You have to do your research. And that's what I do. And so, again, I thank you, Mayor. We had a great meeting today. I'm proud and honored to represent the people of Ward 4. And I want to say thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Davis.
First, I'd like to thank God, family, and my community, especially on the Ward 5, for not having an opposition to run against. And I plan to work with the governments and social community entities to strengthen the city's capacity and to engage and secure new industry within the city of Natchez by research and implementing economic development best practices of the city with similar demographics. I also plan to work with local and community organizations to implement new programs that provide creative outlets to our youth. I want to make it short and sweet, and I'm ready to get started again for the next 4 years. Also, I'm proud of around. I think there's still a lot of election signs out there, and they need to have a Tempore needed them go around and pick them up. And also, one more thing I want to say with to the city clerk. Right now is the perfect time to start researching on our insurance, so we get the best insurance for our city employees. We did the questionnaire. Gave it to all the city employees. Right now, we're waiting to get all the information from you. Combine all the information so we know what direction we're going to go into. That's it, man.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you all very much. And our senior alderman and our mayor pro tem, Alderman Dillon.
I like that word, senior, much. Yeah, it reminds me of Butch Brown. He always told everybody he was the oldest rat in the barn, so I guess that's me now. Just a couple things, Mr. Mayor. One, for the city clerk. On the Tuesday meeting that we'll have coming on July the 28th, it is imperative that we get an up-to-date budget status report and have that available. It needs to be for the period of June. Not a year-to-date, but for that period, so we can see what those transactions are. A little bit of the good news is that I went on the Mississippi Department of Revenue site, and I didn't get the numbers memorized, but the short answer is that our sales dollars was within $10,000 of where we were last year. So we're doing the things that are going to make our economy And it's going to ask to do these small sacrifices the folks in these rooms doing. If we'll do these small sacrifices, we can make a big difference, and we can save the economy of Natchez, save the city, and keep us moving in a forward pace. That's really good news. We'll get a chance to get the exact numbers. But again, Miss City Clerk, if you can get that budget status report, it has to be current, it has to be updated. We'll meet on Tuesday, July the 28th. I'd also like to see the gaming number revenues, and then of course, as well as you'll have the statistics that you did provide in the last one, the sales diversions to the city. I'd also like to take this time to thank the staff of the Natchez Convention Center, Mr. Warren Ruther and Mr. Walter Tipton, but more importantly to the people that put this together for us, the essential workers. Never before now have we all recognized what an essential worker is. It is those folks that we see every day that makes it possible for us to do the things that we do in our jobs. And if there's ever another day that we can dedicate to somebody, I'd like to see a day of recognition to the essential workers of America that keep the wheels rolling, that keep the doors open, that keep the lights on. There are the heroes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you all. And going forward, just so you know, we will have our regularly scheduled meeting Tuesday, I believe Tuesday evening, and we will get with Ms. Fornberry to get that information you requested. In addition to that, I'm in the open sort of guy here. We've got to always be transparent. No secrets. I have made a lot of commitments during this election. There are a lot of things we've got to do. And we've got to hit the ground running. We already have. And already we put things in place. But let me just say this. We are now on the list through MEMA to receive $370,000. It is now important that we start putting it into the paper to get the justification. We have a short window to submit this paperwork that will be important in getting that appropriation here to the city of Natchez before we lose it. I have asked a gentleman who's been working with me the last few months to assist me in that effort, and I want everyone to understand that Tuesday evening I will be asking you to help in the appointment of Richard Burke to serve as my executive assistant at City Hall. Mr. Burke is extremely capable, and he's already working. And we've been working with the city clerk to find the appropriation needed to pay the salary for Mr. Burke. So be prepared that I will be talking to you privately about this, but it's very essential that I hit the ground running as mayor and that I have the assistance that I need. Mr. Burke, would you raise your hand so that the aldermen and all the women can know who you are. The other thing, we've made a lot of commitments to build unity in the community. And I said today that the speech making is over. Now it's time to put action to our words. And I'm looking at someone to assist me as a community liaison. And in that role, to assist me in making sure that issues that are needed around the city of Natchez in every area of our city are addressed. And that we have someone on my staff who will work in concert with each and every one of you, aldermen and alderwomen, to make sure you have the support you need from your mayor. And so I have identified Mr. Brian Markle to be in that role. Mr. Markle, would you hold your hand? And so between now and Tuesday, I'll be having conversations with you about Mr. Markle. And do understand we've already met with the city clerk to make sure that we found the appropriation there. And then continuing as the mayor's executive assistant will be Ms. Pam Patterson. And I'm very grateful for you, Pam, and the work you've already been doing in making today such a smooth success. Thank you, Pam. And you need no introduction. We can give Pam a hand. establish the salary of the city attorney, the salary of the newly appointed Judge Pro Tem. There may be some other items, and I will be open to you, Alderman and Alderwomen, on items that you want on that agenda for Tuesday. Understanding we have such a short window, please get them to me as soon as possible. And Alderwoman Irving, I want to thank you for your input. So much of our inaugural ceremony today was made better because of your input. You absolutely do bring great ideas to the table. You are my Alderwoman. And I will work with you, and I do apologize that these items were provided to you at the last minute for today's meeting. And going forward, we will do everything we can to make sure you get them in a more timely manner.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now are still open to comments from elected officials. Our judge, would you like to say anything, Judge Dale? Okay. Are we going to re-administer the oath? Before we do that, we will resume that. Do you have any comments you'd like to make as our judge?
As judge, I appreciate the trust that you have placed in me to continue another 4 years. There's no better feeling in the world than to run unopposed. And I appreciate the confidence and affirmation that you have given me in the 4 years that I have served as judge. And I look forward to another term. Thank you.
The item on the agenda for comments by elected officials. Am I correct? I think we are now ready. We are going to ask the board, if you would, for us to revisit the item on the agenda concerning the administration of oaths. We'll ask Ms. Nikita Banks to come forward again to make sure that the correct oath is administered to her.
And I want to be happy that we did have another female attorney.
Yes, we
Involved in a
did.
very important decision, so we did another female attorney.
It's something how fast things have to go at this organizational meeting. We have one other item we have to return to, and that is bank resolutions. Before we do that, I want to say this. As a mayor in my previous years in Crystal Springs and now as mayor, I have never presided over a meeting where we did not allow for citizen comments. And I want to apologize that that was not placed on the agenda today. We do establish rules. We will establish rules Tuesday going forward that will include time limits and a process for getting placed on the agenda to provide citizens comments. But because we are a transparent and democratic government, I'm going to open the floor. If there are any citizens comments to be made today, you are welcome to make them. We would ask that you limit them to 2 minutes apiece. Yes, I think according to the rules, we do need a motion. Thank you. Alderman Smith.
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we allow any citizen comments that are requested.
Second. All right. Alderwoman Smith has made the motion. It has been seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Is there any discussion on the motion? I would like to just say a blanket, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposed to the motion? Motion has it. Okay, we are open for citizens' comments, 2 minutes apiece. Yes, and sir, would you come to the microphone, state your name, and you'll have the floor. We will need your name and address for the minutes.
Thank you. My name is Lucas Maloney. I live at 602 Jefferson.
I'm so sorry. Could you restate your name?
My name is Lucas Maloney. I live at 602 Jefferson. I just want to thank you for calling on Father Mark to lead us in prayer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Maloney. Do we have any other citizen comments to be made? Okay. Hearing none. Alderwoman Hall.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
have someone raise their hand.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear. I didn't see. Ms. Leslie, come to the mic. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Mary Leslie. I live at 100 South Tempore. I just want to say thank you to all of you, Board of Aldermen, newly elected members, and our new Mayor, Dan Gibson. How proud we are. And I want you to know that I think that the city is ready for unity. We're ready to work together to set an example for the world. We're in Natchez, Mississippi. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any further comments? Okay, just so that y'all know, Alderman Hall was just reminding me that it's important that the newly sworn in officials, aldermen and alderwomen, sign their oaths today before you get away. Okay. At this time, we will now return to the item on the agenda where we will approve the bank depositories. I will call on the board meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. The resolution reads, whereas the City of Natchez, Mississippi on July 14, 2020 held a general election for all elected positions in the city, and whereas the City of Natchez, Mississippi has numerous bank accounts, other banking businesses, including a safe deposit box and home bank, that necessitate the need to have designated city employees and officials access said bank accounts and services. And whereas the governing authorities of the City of Natchez, Mississippi desire to appoint the mayor and certain city officials and employees to be designated signatories officials on behalf of the city to access bank accounts and services, including safe deposit box. And therefore be resolved that the following parties are hereby designated to be authorized representatives and signatory officials to act for and on behalf of the city bank accounts and services at home bank. Signature of all accounts except for the support accounts and access to the safe deposit box are to be as follows. Two signatures of the following persons: Dan Mary Gibson, Mayor, Sabine Ford, Mayor, City Clerk, Denise Dale, Deputy City Clerk.
Alderman and Alderwomen, you have heard the resolution. Do we have a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved. Second.
The motion has been made by Alderman Davis, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. Discussion on the motion. Move the question.
Second.
We will now proceed to a vote. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier. Aye. Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Miller.
Aye.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Resolution has been adopted. I will say and echo what our Mayor Pro Tem said a few minutes ago. Mr. Ruther, Mr. Tiffin, thank you for making this setup possible. And we thank Edmund, Dustin, young man under the mask there for making the socially distanced and also virtual meeting possible. I will tell you that our Department of Directors meeting Monday will resume to an in-person format with an option for virtual participation. That will be held at 9 a.m. at the City Council Chamber. Our COVID Task Force meeting will then follow at 10, along with our NADAC meeting. That will also be held in a socially distanced, in-person manner in the City Council Chambers, again with a virtual. Yes.
Excuse me, there is another one that's for the court. It's the same, but it's got a different name. It'll be for Charlene.
Okay.
And myself.
Yes.
So that has to be for also.
Oh, we still have something to go through?
Yes, sir. They're making house about court services.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It has to be for also.
Thank you, Clerk. I'll finish this announcement and we'll resume. We haven't done.
Yes, one more.
Okay, we've got one more resolution to adopt. Thank you. I am so sorry. But we just want to make these announcements. And so that will take place Monday. And then Tuesday, we will be in the same place, I assume, Mr. Ruther, for the same format until we're clear to go back with our Board of Alderman meetings in the City Council chambers. That said, we have another resolution that we have to adopt. I'm very sorry for that. I recognize you now, Clerk Tempore.
It's a resolution, whereas the City of Nashville City has bank accounts and other bank businesses for the municipal court at home bank, it's necessary to have designated city employees and officials access city bank accounts. Whereas Ms. Tinsley is no longer working at the municipal court and should be removed, she has, from municipal board accounts. Whereas Charlene Green is employed as a municipal court clerk and should be designated to be the authorized representative and signature official to act for and on behalf of the city or municipal court bank accounts and services at home bank. And it will be resolved that the following parties are hereby designated to be authorized representatives and signature officials to act on and behalf of the city of Natchez municipal court bank accounts and services at home bank. Said bank accounts listed Exhibit A, Mr. attachment. Signatures of all municipal court accounts are as follows. Two signatures of the following persons: City Board Member, City Clerk, Charlene Green, Municipal Court Clerk, and Ms. Elmore Williams, Deputy Municipal Court Clerk.
Alderman Alder, women, you have heard the resolution. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
Mr. Mayor, I adopt the resolution of bank resolutions to the municipal court as stated per our city clerk.
Second.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall has made the motion. Alderwoman Irving has seconded. Is there discussion on the motion? Move the question.
So moved, sir.
Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier. Aye. Alderwoman Smith.
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Dillon.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Before we adjourn, I need to make you aware of something we have just heard. We just barely were able to hold our inaugural ceremony today, so I understand. It has just been reported to us that the governor has enacted a new order under our COVID-19 situation, limiting outdoor gatherings to no more than 20. Wow. And indoors to no more than 10. Oh my goodness. Wow. We will have to revisit our plans for Monday and Tuesday. I will say this. The Facebook Live streaming will continue. The in-person meetings will continue. It just may be that citizens will have to participate via phone and via Facebook. We will work toward that. Obviously, things are changing every day in this situation, but this one thing does not change. And that is what we spoke of this morning. And that is that we are a people in our over 300 years. We have overcome every challenge, and we will overcome this. But also, more than ever, now is the time for us to meet as aldermen, alderwomen, and mayor in person, because it's during times like this that we should grow our bond closer than ever. And also, so that we can be virtually visible to everyone, and we will make sure that happens. I don't know what the future holds as far as various ordinances, various orders. This is very brand new to us, so we will see, and I'm certain there will be a discussion of our meeting on Monday. We will have more information as we're able to share it, but we will invite your prayers for our state, our city, our country. Maintain social distance, wear masks, and practice that true Natchez character where we are respectful of one another and where we do the right thing. With that said, I have a motion to adjourn.
So maybe.
Anyone opposed to the motion? Got opposition? Stand adjourned. Thank you. May God bless you.